The archetypes I did not speak about yesterday was parenting, gender, and hormonal issues. So I would like to work with this morning. And so we will know Cancer as traditionally representing the mother, the female, the womb. We know Capricorn as traditionally representing the father, the authority figure. And we see these as the two genders between masculine and feminine. One of the concepts in evolutionary astrology, especially as we are evolving in this modern world, expanding consciousness, is that Cancer, the fourth house, and the moon really represent the most nurturing parent, which is sometimes the father. And the same is true of Capricorn. It will represent the most authoritarian parent, which is sometimes the mother. So as you work with charts and clients, do not automatically assume that all of the Cancer, Moon, fourth house issues are necessarily going to be the mother. Same with Capricorn. All right? One of the things that we will see collectively that is starting to happen through this Pluto in Capricorn is all these gender rights issues that have been coming up, the whole gay marriage thing that we're seeing coming across. I think by the time we get through this Pluto in Capricorn transit, we will see gender rights as one of the major rights and issues that we have. When Uranus was conjunct Pluto in the 1960s, we had all of the civil rights issues come up. So Uranus and Pluto, when they are interacting with each other, will really represent that ability to break free from conditioning. And so we will definitely see this with Pluto and Capricorn. We're going to have to look at all those areas we hold judgments collectively and individually on gender issues, on hormonal issues, on the whole issue of parenting. So now, as they've moved beyond that conjunction and they're moving to that first quarter square, which is the crises in action, you will find one of your handouts is what we call the cycle of phases and aspects. In your own chart, every single planet is in a relationship to every other planet. And to really help you in your interpretation process, what you want to do is focus on the phasal relationship first. The 8 phases, we know those through the sun and the moon. The 8 phases are new, crescent, first quarter, gibbous, full, disseminating, last quarter, balsamic. And so as you really learn those 8 phases, and you can study it quite easily through the sun and the moon, but then you can extrapolate that to all the other planets. And so practice on this over the next few days if you want to with your own charts. And so the phasal relationship between any 2 planets is first. And when you learn that phase, then you can fill in the aspect. And one of the most common issues that budding astrology students have is they get lost when it comes to aspects. They can get the 12 archetypes. They can figure out the planets from the archetypes. But then when you start to put it together, oh my God, Virgo rules. And so, again, ground yourself in learning those 8 phases. And then you can fill in the aspects and the planetary archetypes. This makes sense? I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. It's just this is an important key thing to get in studying astrology. And so to back myself up here, when we're working with this first quarter square between Uranus and Pluto, it's a crisis in action. And the first quarter square means that whatever was initiated at the conjunction must manifest at the first quarter square. So all of those seed thoughts from the 1960s, Uranus conjunct Pluto in Virgo in the middle 60s. That stuff must manifest over this decade as we work through these 7 Uranus first quarter squares to Pluto. And again, I think one of the major themes that we will see during this time period is all of the gender issues, the hormonal issues. Now, another thing I'd like to make you aware of from the observations and correlations of evolutionary astrology is I want to touch upon homosexuality, gay rights, all of this stuff. When you are looking at your evolved souls, what we would know as our avatars, when you look at any of the modern ones, sometimes when you look at the pictorial, I got 9th house and I don't pronounce words correctly, don't care. But when you look at the pictures of some of our ancient avatars, do you notice how androgynous they look? The expansion of consciousness and the evolution of our souls is a process of incorporating the masculine and the feminine so that both of them are balanced within us. As we do that, we achieve androgyny. Your evolved souls can skip back and forth between masculine and feminine lifetimes like the flash of an eye. When we are more condensed or limited in our evolution and consciousness as souls, we will have a tendency to incarnate into one gender specifically again and again and again until we wear out the lessons in that gender and we are forced to then come in and incarnate in the opposite gender. When that happens for souls, the story that Jeffrey Green would always tell is it's like buying a new pair of blue jeans. When you first buy them, they're stiff, they're not very comfortable. After you wash and wear them a couple of times, you really get to like them. And all of a sudden, you wear them out, you split out a seam, and you got to go get a new pair. This is how we incarnate with our gender issues